How long gone? Them jeans, it's the last day of summer. I couldn't be happier as we move into fall. The hands down best season. I think everyone can agree.
But we're talking about calendarily speaking, not in terms of our actual present day weather that we're feeling.
I would say that in Bellport, Long Island, it's feeling, 80 during the day.
Okay.
And, chilly. You could wear a sweater at night. So it's,
Okay. Wasp Wednesdays.
It's getting there.
Fall has fallen. Okay. Today, I've got a high of 95. Tomorrow, high at 96. Tuesday, 95. We're in the 90s all week long, brother.
Yeah, that's your problem.
In California and many parts of the world, I said it last night.
You got till October.
We're in the middle of summer.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, we're in the middle of summer right now. It's not even September yet. September is the hottest month of the year.
I don't really care because I just want life to get back to normal, and people to abide by a schedule, and stop being on vacation and I don't want to get any more out of office messages. We got to, you know what? We got to get rid of. Just don't respond to me. Like, it's fine. Like, just don't respond. If you're not going to respond for a week, like, I'll just forget about it and not even care. You know what I mean? Unless it's urgent.
Not everybody in the world has these crumbling communication boundaries that you have. Yours have sort of been sanded down to the studs.
I think out of office reply.
Other people need to have that level of clear communication, or else they'll do an anxiety spiral.
I think that out of office messages are a low key way to boast that you're not at work. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a little bit of a, if you don't, no one is going on vacation for a week or even 2 weeks and not looking at their email. You're lying. No one on earth can physically do that. I really believe that. I don't think there are people. I mean, obviously there are few and far between, but I think
there's a few psychos.
I would say 90% of people, no matter where they are in the world or what they are doing or what they're supposed to be doing, they're going to look at their phone and check an email or check a text message to receive communication about something urgent. I really believe that to be true.
Yeah. It allows you to have a little bit more of a peace of mind when you're on the holiday. Pull up the Gmail, be like, okay, blah, 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 this and that. Still, make sure that there's no fires to put out. Make sure all is quiet on the Western Front. And then I can go back to my pina colada and Sally Rooney.
No,
in peace. But everyone, I don't care if you're if you dehydrate your placenta and shoot lines of it. You're checking the email on holiday, even when you're in the jungles of Colombia or Tulum.
That's what I'm saying. Unless your phone gets stolen by an unsavory character on a moped, you're checking that shit. You are checking that shit at the hotel. You're checking that shit on the beach. You're checking that shit while you're driving your rental car. It's a lie. It's just a lie. And I don't know why we keep perpetuating this lie.
I mean,
just don't respond.
The most recent episode, or the most recent season of White Lotus, deals with this plan. The whole family that's wired and glued to their phones, they get them taken away at the resort for a mental clarity thing, and they end up bonding together before they all die. But still, I'm sure it was really dope of them. But
it's super dope.
It makes me wonder, because as it's gonna get more and more difficult, like the thought of you, like you're gonna go to a retreat in the next month or so. If they said, all right, I need your devices, I need your Kindle, your phone, your iPad, your laptop for the next week, you would probably not give that up, right?
No, I would turn my happy ass around, get in the Uber, and go back to the airport. There ain't no way. I mean, unless you're going on like a silent Tibetan meditation retreat, and that's like clearly part of the program, I think that's fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am going to Lanzerhof. I'm going to quote unquote detox. But I think the reason people like this place, besides its benefits, obviously physically and mentally, is that like it's kind of normal. Like you don't have to give I can still record this podcast. I can still work. It's not like they want you to focus on how little you're eating. You know what I mean? They want you to kind of stay occupied.
To distract you from the eating disorder that we're going to plant inside of your body, German style or Austrian style. You will need a distraction of some slop.
I'm gonna have my broths and stuff. It's gonna be fine. But if I would be better off like not being able to have a veggie burger and French fries for 10 days is better for me than not looking at my email for 10 days. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I would rather not have any food that
whatever
I like
you gotta tell yourself
for 10 days than not see my email. You would do the opposite. You would rather eat delicious victuals and not respond to an email for. That's the difference between. That's why we have the jobs that we have.
Yeah, what's your job description? Enjoyer of delicious victuals. If that's a crime, lock me up. Okay, so all that is to say, as time pushes on and it gets more and more difficult to separate us CEOs from our devices on these retreats, on these vacations, on these holidays, to really unwind and like go on like a creative exploratory phase, so you can finally figure out what the next iPhone design is going to be, or the next Sabrina Carpenter remix is going to be, whatever it is. I want there to be a situation. You go to Tulum, you get in the Sprinter van, you're riding over there, you take the hotel retreat hires unsavory characters to quote unquote steal your phone from you.
Oh wow.
Hey, we don't have an Apple store on the island. I'm sorry, we're just gonna have to go no phone. And then the end of the retreat, once you've reached nirvana,
they surprise you.
You get the phone back.
They give you your Google Pixel back, and all of a sudden, it's
like when one of your little badass kids gets taken in the middle of the night to get scared straight. That kind of vibe.
That's exactly what I was. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's like when you got a little bit of money and your kid won't stop partying. And they get kidnapped, thrown in a van. You don't see them for 3 months. They come back and they're militarized. It's the same. It's the same kind of idea. But I don't think
you're saying yes, sir, when your mom asks you to take the trash out after you've had your 3 months of rehab. But then the problem is, when you're watching those videos on Maury Povich or Jerry Springer, and the parents are like in the living room, like hugging each other with the Kleenex box, like, "We're sorry, Tyler. We're sorry, but this is the last thing." And they're like, "Mom, why did you?" The same thing is going to happen when we're going to take your phone away from you for the next 48 hours. And then the mom is inconsolable because of what she's done to her baby.
I swear to God, if I don't get my if I don't get my Samsung Fold back, I'm going to fucking lose my damn mind. Yeah, I think that is not a bad idea. And I also think there are people who would pay for that sort of service to be treated like that because there's no other way for them. Mm-hmm. I think this is a decent business plan from the brain of them jeans, I will say.
We're going to call it decent.
We're going to call it decent. We're going to give it one thumbs up. We're going to give it one thumbs up. There's some things we can improve, but overall, I like the kind of the groundwork we've laid.
It's passable with a lowercase p.
Exactly
is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going emo style. It's lowercase at the front. It's lowercase at
light
the front.
Passable.
Yeah. I'm the days are winding.
Okay, so you're on Long Island eating your clams and stuff. What are you doing over there?
Yeah. Well, Stevie came out and we had dinner. Andy Barghani's house is right on the street. So we went over there for dinner, and
and just like that, I was having dinner at the Andy Barghani's house.
I hadn't had a home cooked pro meal in a while, and damn, it really hits different. It hits different when a guy is talking to you the whole time he's cooking and doesn't seem to be paying attention, and then the food comes out, and you're like, damn, this is better than a restaurant. This really is your calling.
So you mean he was engaged in conversation with you? You
Fully.
Guys were spilling all the tea while he was picking his micro basil leaves off to put on top of the grilled peaches, and he did not miss a beat.
Have you ever seen a hot Persian guy with nice traps and a ministry t-shirt with his fucking micro basil? And what more? I mean, what more do you want?
He knew he was baiting you with that ministry tee, honestly.
He baited me with the ministry. I was like, I opened the door. I was like, this motherfucker's wearing a ministry t-shirt? And he said, yeah, I am. And I was like, okay, at least you knew who was coming to dinner.
No, I learned after DJing his wedding, when he sent over the playlist, I was like, I didn't know you had such like a 80s goth industrial angle to you.
It's a lot of Persians I know actually lean, like their favorite band is like Depeche Mode. You know what I mean?
Depeche Mode, yeah.
And that's an interesting thing that we could get into. But yeah, anyway, I had delicious whitefish, some summer fried rice. We had some cucumbers.
You said summer fried rice? What does that mean? Got corn in it?
I don't know, bro. That's what he fucking called it. I don't know, dude. I'm just repeating. I think that's what he called it. I could be wrong.
Let's get Andy on the horn. Andy.
Dude, what the fuck is it? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was just a fried rice. There could have been.
No. I mean, I'm sure he served you a delicious plate of summer fried rice. I just wanted to know
what that means.
Make that rice summer.
And so we did that. And
were sun golds in play? Be honest with me.
I don't. Hey,
Because I know when you're lying.
Hey, keep it real with me, Chief.
If you guys are cops, you got to tell me.
You gotta keep it real. Worse, Sun Gold. You lowered your voice. Yeah, you can keep it real, bro.
I enjoyed some Sun Golds yesterday. That's why. I mean,
no Sun Golds were involved in the making of this fried rice. But yesterday, Kobe and Paulina came out, and we took the EV over to Amagansett to hang out with Jeff and Sarah at their house. And Jeff,
I feel like I'm watching a recap on a Bravo show. I know all these. I'm friends with everyone you're naming, and that's when Kobe and Juliana came over, and we hopped in the all-new GMC 1500 EV, and we went over to go visit Jeff and Sarah at their house in Amagansett. It's more the Californians than California.
It does.
Sorry, carry on.
It's very Californians, but so we get there. And of course, we have to go to the row and all the store, blah blah blah. We do some shopping.
What else is there to do?
Literally,
you guys don't do drugs.
We do some shopping. We go to Jeff and Sarah's house. Jeff has prepared. Jeff is gardening. He made a beautiful summer salad from things from their garden. Jeff was on the grill with the burgers and I didn't know Jeff did that. I didn't know that Jeff had that in him after years of friendship.
You forgot that he had to bring out the Midwestern.
He had to put
a little mid in your mouth.
Yeah, he had to. But it was, I gotta say, I was like, this is delicious, bro. You really did your thing. He had some, he put some vegetables on the grill too. We walked down to the beach. It was a real summer afternoon.
What else can we do with this zucchini? He didn't make a Juicy Lucy Impossible though.
No. Let's not.
I know Jeff is famously from Minnesota, and also Jeff Henriksen. He's listening right now, friend of the show. If you need a photographer in New York, he's your man. What a guy!
If you need any but I was really impressed with his skills, and I've been impressed with his photography skills for a decade. But the cooking is something new to me. So I was, but yeah, it was delicious. So I've had a lot of home cooked meals. Which is something that doesn't happen very often.
Which is what you need, as long as your mom's not making it.
Exactly,
you are.
I mean, bro,
you're seated and ready.
Even today, I went to Off the Chain, the local Blue Lives Matter bodybuilder belly gym. Came back. I got Kobe making eggs. Alex has got the orange juice going. It's like, what did I do to deserve this,
bro? You know what you are doing right now? Polycule cosplay. You're doing cosplay.
I don't think that's what we're doing because the only thing involved is food.
No, you're cohabitating. Kobe wants to ask if he can have a bump. You're going to the gym. This person, Paulina's vacuuming. Kobe's making. How do you like your eggs? Wakey.
No. I think this is the thing.
Alex is just finishing her morning Tai Chi Pilates blast.
She has been out on the balcony doing some sky ting on the laptop. You're making a good case here. I think
and then at the end, you guys all get together in one big bed and don't fuck.
Okay, we're gonna watch the U.S. Open now. Get in here, come on, everybody under the covers. But no, it's been
poly people. If you a polycule baddie, and you want to watch the U.S. Open, you're only allowed to watch mixed doubles.
Only.
No singles allowed. Bitch.
No. Men's singles especially is off the table. Off the table. But yeah,
you thought you were gonna watch Sinner? No.
You try to. I don't even want to watch Center. But yeah, it's been a nice. I'm ready to go back to the city, but it's been nice out here. I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised at how much I liked it.
This is good. Have you got a tan? Are you dressing different? Did you switch any styles up, or is it just the same old DRE?
Same old DRE. It's the same old DRE. I mean, I guess. No, yeah, it's same old. I was thinking about this. I tried to go. I don't. The vibe out here is basically Bellport is only gay decorators. Those are the people who own all of the nice homes. Are like Andy gave us the breakdown of who live where. Like Anna Wintour used to live here, but it's mostly these like gay decorators.
We got Jonathan Adler. Is he out there with old Doonan?
I wish. I think they're further out. I think they might be Hamptons people, as they say. But yeah, it's been an interesting. I've seen. There's like one little strip of things here, and I've seen. I'm like, oh yeah, these are gay decorators.
We've got a petrol station, the Row, and a place to
in Bellport. There's a place called
Rich Baked Goods,
Copper Beach, that is one of the best store. Like it's one of those. You know how I like stores where it's all expensive stuff with nothing you need. Yeah. It's a great example of that. And who better to own a store like that than a gay decorator?
Do you guys have incense holders in the $700 to $900 range?
That is 100%. They also have food items. So it's like you can get a $50 bar of soap or some like dry pasta I've never seen before that costs 20. But it is good.
It's ornamental pasta.
Yeah,
It'll be only placed on a jar and a shelf.
All the stuff is good. It's just expensive, and you might not have seen it before. That's exactly what I'm looking for in a retail experience.
Well, I think these types of people. You people. My hand is doing the you.
You.
I'm doing the boy hand. I think that activity, milling around a hotel lobby type store and just sort of touching these things that are overpriced that you're never going to buy, it's one of the most zen-like calming activities that you people can enjoy, right?
I agree, but the problem is that sometimes I do buy, and that's where chocolate, but that's sometimes where I slip up. You're right, Jason. The kind of fondling.
They catch you?
The fondling of objects.
Do you remember the last useless thing that you bought in one of these fuck-ass stores?
I just bought a $20 ceramic soap dish yesterday. Like, I don't need that, but it's
for the new house,
enough.
you guys.
It's useful enough, but something I did that's crazy is I got what might be a new deodorant after years of never switching up the style.
Is this Margin?
That's not out yet, but I'll obviously be using that when it comes. This is some...
Wait on it. I'll edit that out. Tell me more about this deodorant.
It's Italian. It's roll-on.
I didn't know those people wore deodorant. What's the brand?
I don't think they do. I think they just export it. I don't have it in front of me, and the brand is obviously quite long because it's Italian, so it's got a yellow cap, but it smells like a really nice Italian hotel, which is the best thing about Italy is the smell. It's definitely not the people, the food, or the travel.
Is it Boro Talco?
No.
Okay.
You know what? Hold on. I'll just go grab it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. At this point, fuck it.
I just Googled Italian deodorant, and I went straight to the yellow cap. There's a one brand.
Okay. It's a beautiful. It's kind of like a big bullet, the shape of it, and it's called Agua.
Look like a Beats pill?
Smaller, but not wrong. Well, only one end is rounded. You know what I mean? So it's
Hurt.
Okay, so it's Agua de Colonia Concentrada, and it is a roll-on deodorant, and it's aloe, sage, and chamomile. It's really nice, and I was
Agua de Colonia
Concentrada. CONCENTRADA.
You'll see look kind of like a little butt plug I got on eBay. Go $12.99. Let's go.
Yeah, it's not even expensive. It's cheaper than the Aesop spray that's 20 that I've been using for the last 10 years. So it's a big thing for me, and I've been testing it, and I'm how it mixes with other fragrances, and it seems like it's a move I could make. So I will be ordering in bulk, classic Chris style. We'll get 5 of these going.
Yeah, I got the 4-pack on eBay right now, $39 all day. That's a pretty good deal. So I've done the research.
If $39 all day.
If you're an Italian listening to this, I apologize as we sort of take our first steps into this world that you have already grown up into, but. It started out as like a cologne fragrance.
Yes. They
had apparently
that.
very cheap.
Yeah, it's very cheap. They have that at the store too. They have that.
And it looks like when you get like a small bottle of Popov vodka, it's like that.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Then I see an article saying that Agua de Colonia Concentrada by Alvarez Gomez is almost cheaper than buying a bottle of water. It's it's like $3 or something, which is cool.
That's definitely the vibe. I
can't wait for the perfume nationalist to review it.
This is just something I've never. I really don't step out of my zone very often, but I felt compelled. I was just brainwashed.
Okay, I'm happy for
inside the store. I lost control of my American Express card. What's up? Now that we've talked about my deodorant, what's up with you?
Let's see here. I'm just sort of in hibernation-ish mode as I'm in between European vacation travels. So just been staying at home, watching a lot of U.S. Open, cooking, cleaning, serving fiends, working out in the garage, puffing on that loud.
When you're working out in the garage, the fiends come see you there, or do you
I don't
have
want
to
them
go
in the
serve
house.
them
I don't want them. They
offsite?
can't go there. There's a side.
Well, the garage is
side gate.
I'm saying the garage is technically not the house. I know you got the little sliding thing for your eyes on the gate, but I didn't know how often it was getting used.
Yeah, there's a little eye slider. I say, "Who dare?" and then they Not DARE, but DERE.
Of course. So you've been just
They announced themselves. The neighbors are not liking it.
holding it. Yeah, they're like, what are these Honda Civics keep pulling up? What's going on? So you're laying low in Glendale. You're getting ready for another round of fucking bullshit, and I'm with you, bro. I'm totally with you. I couldn't be more with you.
Licking my wounds, staying sober. I've almost completed 1 month sans alcohol.
It's hurting this show and our whole dynamic, but I'm proud of you. And
I don't know if I know you like me hungover, which is part of your like toxic sexual game, but I don't plan on being sober from alcohol forever. But it's been a long time since I pushed it, and I've just been traveling so much, and there's just so much influencing going on right now. I can't risk being down.
But I guess the question to me is, have you always been bitch made body wise as far as being able to keep sickness away, or is this something that's developed as you've gone on later in life?
Actually, when I was a kid, I would get sick a lot, all the time, and as I got older, I got better, and I'm currently probably the best at it, but just sometimes.
Okay, but you're still okay. So you're this is your best. This is your personal best. But some would say it's still not the best.
I would say a functional clock is wrong twice a year.
Okay.
And I get, I would say twice a year I get like sick, where like I'm laid out. But most of the time it'll just be little speed bumps here and there where I can just say, I'm not sick. I'm no time for this. I'll live my life the exact same way I would normally live it, except I won't have I won't smoke or drink anything.
I don't need 3 martinis.
But I'll carry on as normal.
Well, I thought about you yesterday because on 2 days ago, I guess I caught a wild hair and had a Stella 0.0 by the pool, and I was like, you know what, this is nice. It's summer. I'm at a pool, and then I finished it, and I was like, beer just tastes bad. I don't alcohol or no alcohol. This is not a taste that I like, and I don't know what got into me. And I now have 5 cold Stella 0.0s in the refrigerator. They're going to stay there.
That's fine.
It's fine. I just sometimes
Isabella can enjoy them.
Isabella can have one. Sometimes it feels like it's gonna, like you were downing non-alcoholic beers when we were in Chicago, and it just looks so cool and fun and carefree. but then when I have one, I'm like, I just take 3 sips. I'm like, this sucks, but I have to finish it, and then I never want it again. And I do this every 6 months, probably.
I think it's good. I mean, you're letting a little steam out, which is fine. Remind yourself that you don't like it. But when you were a drinker, you never craved a cold, crisp, refreshing beer, especially in certain situations.
No, I mean, I liked the idea of it, and I drank them, but I never.
Guess you don't spend a lot of time at Mets games and such.
No, but I mean, Atlanta, partying in Atlanta was a lot of like bar fly culture. It wasn't like we were in bottle service. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of beer drinking going on, and I definitely had a Stella phase and maybe a Corona here and there. But I always just didn't understand because it was like I have to drink 6 of these and all these carbs and I don't get drunk. Like what's the point?
And you're not like a food pairing like I gotta have my wings and my Bud Light kind of vibe, or I need my athletic IPA with my cauliflower taco or whatever it is.
Damn, the shade is palpable.
Like when I go and eat Korean food,
sure, you gotta have a brewski.
I just have to have a Terra or a Height or a Obi. It just cuts it so well. It's a perfect dance. If I go get sushi, I love a Sapporo draft injected into my veins, daddy.
I think that is actually something that if you told me, like, Chris, only have a Stella 0.0 with these 3 foods, and then I would get it. I think I just don't. My brain doesn't work like that. I would take your advice, and it would probably work. You know what I mean? But I don't think like that.
Yeah, I could lead. I could lead a white boy to water, but I can't make him drink.
It says, you can lead me to water. I'll drink all of it. You lead me to a non-alcoholic beer, I can only have a couple slurps. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You got a seawater diet. I seawater, I drink it.
That's dead ass. That's what I'm working with. That's
Very
what I'm working.
That's what I'm working. Okay. Well, speaking of food, there was a little Grub Street article I saw pop up about the server spiel. It's called The Spiel has become a scourge Why are servers suddenly so talkative? You read this, right?
Oh yeah. We talked about this though a little bit, and I'm just like, this is something that's been going on for an eternity, but it's such a case by case basis. It doesn't feel like it's more prominent now than it was a year ago for me. Maybe. I mean, you and I both go out to eat quite a lot, like definitely more than most people. And I feel like I only experienced that 1 in 6 times or something.
Yeah, I don't really experience it that much. And you're right. Did we already talk about this on the pod? I'm sorry if we did.
No, I don't think we did. I don't think we did.
Just like IRL in our own personal convos. Yeah, I would say 1 in 6 sounds about right. I don't think the spiel has suddenly become more prominent. I think it's something that peaked maybe 8 years ago when people really had to explain family style. But I think
so. It's bigger plates, and you reach onto the plate yourself and get your portion.
And when they would try to figure out, like, okay, we for per person, we have 7 here. I'm gonna say 2 to 8 things from the blue menu and 3 to 5 from the square portion of the purple. They would try to figure out their own like language and formulas versus like, we'll do anything but say appetizers, mains, and desserts. It has to be from our medium bite section, and we recommend 7 to 12 items for a group of this size.
I do remember that. I mean, I think that I remember telling this story on this podcast a couple of years ago when I was in Austin, and I was with Megan and Goots, and we had done that thing for Urban Outfitters at South by Southwest, and we went to a restaurant that came highly recommended to me, and I told you that the server read the menu word for word all the way through.
Yeah.
And that is the last time I remember it being like so over the top that like I couldn't even look at her. I couldn't keep a straight face because it was so stupid. But that's years ago at this point,
Yeah, I've been in those situations, and I always laugh halfway through. I was like, oh, this bitch is really gonna read the whole motherfucker to me as if we don't have eyes at work. And the problem with when they run down the whole menu, it's so like autopilot in their brain, media training.
There's no emotion there.
And they run through it as fast as possible. They speed run the menu. So then you go back and like the 17th thing that you ordered, did you say that was with radicchio or radishes? I don't remember, you don't recall any of that info at all. I think one interesting thing I'd like to TJ thought, I think the servers have stopped doing the spiel so much, and I think that the servers, they get a read on who is sitting at the table, and they stereotype you, and then they judge how much hand-holding we're going to need based on how you are looking, interacting, talking, all that stuff. And I think if you get the spiel a lot, there's a high probability
you're bad.
You look like a motherfucker that needs a spiel more than the average Joe.
I think a good server, and it's such a skill in itself to be good at that job because it's very difficult and people are awful.
Yeah.
I think that the good, they can look at you and tell, like, if I'm with my parents, they'll lean in a little more on maybe, helping us out. But if it's me and you or me and Al or whatever, they're like, all right, this asshole knows what he wants. I don't need to try to upsell him on the caviar or the truffles.
And also,
it's not.
Yeah. And also, if you are really that, whenever it happens to me, I'm kind of amused by it. It's like, oh, you're really going to do it.
Same,
like, it's funny
yeah,
to me.
Same.
If it really does grind your gears that much, then I would say you're a pussy for not stepping in. Hey, I'm going to stop you right there, Chief. I know how to read a menu. We're all good. Come back in a couple minutes and, we can do our order. There's ways of letting the server know that I don't need you to read all 10 commandments to me and what the blah, blah, blah is.
Yeah.
If it really bugs you that much, like if I'm really allergic to peanuts that much, I'm going to tell Delta and they're going to say no fucking M&Ms allowed on this flight. You can't even bring the bag, bitch. You know what I mean?
Imagine bringing my 5-pound bag of M&Ms and there's some fucking dork that's gonna die if I open my bag,
bro.
I gotta gate check. Throw them in the bag. I think that story feels. I mean, obviously the writer, it probably happened to them several times. In recent. And I'm sure
the writer is a celebrated food writer that is much better and knows more about food than I do.
I'm just saying that I think this is such a per case basis. It's tough to like call it a trend. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. If this were Huberman, we would say there's not enough data point sets on this case study. We need. It's just one food writer in one sect of a city. And wait, does this motherfucker have his account is private? Maybe that's weird that he would have his account private, isn't it? Whatever.
No, it's not. Writers aren't good at Instagram. I mean, that's not
He's
their...
the food editor of the New York Magazine. Anyway, Alan,
That's not their medium.
time for you to step in. But then I guess, if he took all the advice that we gave him, then he wouldn't have an article to write for Grub Street. So he
No, I mean,
he needs to have this water not run off his back like a duck.
What I'm saying to you is I think he's right and we're right. Like I think it's if that happened to you that many times and you're the food editor at New York Magazine, you absolutely should write about it because there's a lot of people who it's probably happened to as well that will relate to this in this, timely fashion.
I guess it is kind of interesting because I agree with all of that. As Americans or just people in the world have become more educated and knowledgeable about food, I think now more than ever, more people know about food and trends and all these new ingredients and methods and cuisines
Definitely.
that were, even 5 years ago, a lot more unknown. But also, we've collectively gotten dumber. So you would think that
tough.
our food literacy has increased so much, so we should not need an explanation of what this mackerel slider is or whatever. We should not need to have our hands held for that. But also, maybe they tried it and it didn't work. We tried to let you guys read the menu with your eyes and assume that you knew what the Dover sole was, but we were wrong.
I mean, dude, look, the fact that we're still going to fourth wave coffee shops that have more merch than menu, and people are asking what matcha is. I mean, I feel like it is necessary, but the skill is knowing who needs it and who doesn't without having to launch into it first. You know what I mean? By having like a visual, that's the real skill, and I think a lot of people, especially in like New York and LA, possess that.
It's user error.
Always user error.
Shout out, Alan. Come on the pod. Okay. Everyone this weekend, I want to know, it was hot on the internet and in California, America, but you were out Amagansett, far out past the breakers. How much of Trump's potential death?
Don't go Everclear mode on me right now.
Yeah, so out there in Amagansett was everybody at all the farmers markets and all the whatever, the lube stores? Was everyone like, damn, Trump's really, do you think Trump has died? Was this a big talking point out there?
The only person I heard talk about is Trump dead was you. I had not heard that until I am obviously, even though I'm near a body of water, I am still hopelessly online. I did not start seeing that chatter until you mentioned it a few days ago to me directly.
Okay.
Which is, but I mean, I know it's real. I'm just saying it strangely
right.
wasn't coming across my TL as much as, college football or Taylor Swift or whatever was happening.
Thank God we're a duo, huh? Cover all the bases.
We got to cover all the bases. So the rumor was online that DT hadn't been seen in a while and he was dead. Is that basically what we're talking about?
Wishful thinking. Yeah, he cleared his schedule this weekend, and everyone was like, "Oh,
they were already flying all the American flags at half mast in Orange County just in case." So you're saying his schedule was cleared, so people were like, "This guy's not on the golf course this time. He's 6 feet under."
Yeah, and I guess he's alive now. But then people are saying the photos that they're posting are from January of him. I mean, I think people, when the whole hand drama kicked off and everyone was like, I'm a licensed nurse practitioner,
yeah,
and I predict that Donald Trump is going to die in February or March 2026 based on blah, 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 he has conjunctive kidney failure, sepsis disorder, blah, blah.
They were coming back to roost. They were like, it's our time. We were right.
And then people were like, okay, we know that Trump is probably going to die in the next year, we'll call it. And that means it could happen in February, or that means it could happen maybe this weekend. You know what I mean?
A year is 12 months. Can't argue with that. Cannot argue with that. But you're saying that, so there's pictures of him that the White House clearly posted to be like, our man's still here. And people are diving into the metadata and they're saying, oh no, this is.
I think like some of his like reply guys, some of, Trump army were
Isn't all army Trump army? But I see what you're saying.
Like sorority sister amateur golf congresswomen, from the 19th district of Tennessee or whatever. They're like, I met with president today, and and then they'll post a photo of him looking good and smiling and happy, and then they're like, this photo is from 2024.
Yeah, we know this was published at an earlier date.
But it would be cool. I mean, I was wondering, I was asking you and Cho, like, is it a thing where they're like, Trump's like, let him have Labor Day. Let him have it.
I mean,
we'll come back. We'll drop the album on Tuesday.
If he's as good of American as he says he is, that is something he should do.
But also,
I also
think about it. If Trump announced, I mean, not if Trump announced, if America announced, hey, Donald Trump, he passed away quietly in Mar-a-Lago, that would make this the gnarliest Labor Day weekend in the history of time, because all the people that hate him would be celebratory from the rooftops. Burning Man would go loco, and then all the people who loved him, they'd be pouring whatever, the hillbilly Cavassier out all week. Alcohol sales would never be the same after this, toppling Oasis at Wembley.
I mean, I think it would be the best Labor Day in history, because either
it's gonna make when Obama won, it's gonna make that look like a fucking kid's first birthday.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's gonna. I mean, the sales of Anheuser-Busch products,
and the kid's a bitch,
would be peaking.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be the biggest on both sides. That's what I'm saying though, because if the supporters, if he dies, they're gonna drink a lot to mourn. And if the haters, if he dies, the haters are going to drink to celebrate. So it's the only winner.
Exactly.
The only way that the alcohol industry can be revived is if Donald Trump dies. He has to die.
The only way the $12 trillion alcohol industry will be able to survive.
Hey, bro.
No, you have a good point. That's going to be a big sales boost. That's the equivalent of, when like 25 years ago when America blew up the Twin Towers to get a huge defense contract paycheck.
I've heard that.
It's the same thing, but for Donald Trump is Tower 47.
45 and 47.
He's Towers 45 and 47 have fallen. And then Anheuser-Busch is the Boeing Black Ops defense contract.
I'm saying this because, look, the alcohol industry is truly under duress. They're having a really tough time. People aren't drinking as much. There's data to prove.
Big Mushroom is eating their lunch.
Yeah, everybody's having their gummies and smoking their little tiny joints and having the time of their lives, but they're not.
How long gone tiny joints available soon?
They're not drinking as much, and I think the alcohol industry also is powerful enough to have something taken care of if you catch my drift.
Mm-hmm.
Something to think about.
And what a beautiful reason for him to die, for him to his last act in office, the sacrificial martyr, to bump the alcohol lobby one last time. Like the way that we're all doing that with America, we're trying to get that last cheap money one last time before China, India, and Russia eat our lunch, right?
I think that it would be.
They just had a meeting where Putin, Xi, and Modi, I guess, all had a New World Order meeting, and they didn't invite Donald Trump, which is very mean girl of them.
That's so sick. We could only get a 3-top at the corner store on Friday night at 8, so we couldn't. Donald couldn't come. Sorry, it's super tight.
3-top.
It's super tight.
You said it's under. How do you spell Xi?
Putin is Putin.
Could it be under a different?
Could it be a different name? No, it's Putin. No. But how do you spell that? Because it's not coming up in the resi. It's not coming up in the system right here. Open Table's having an error. I don't know what's going on. That's really funny. I didn't know that. I think that the alcohol industry needs to be saved. But I was gonna sorry to keep giving so much shine to the New York Magazine family over there, but the Cut, one of the last tabloids left, did allow Stephen Phillips Horst to write a story about, have we reached peak gay sluttiness? Party all weekend, hook up with anyone, never get an STD or even a hangover. Who says nobody's having sex anymore? I haven't been able to read it yet.
Straight people aren't. I read. I'm about let's call it 1/3 of the way through, and we got to get Steve back on the pod. He really he's really thriving right now in terms of his word usage.
It's no, I mean it's a very
He's on his kind of Pharaoh Monch level.
It's okay.
Wordplay.
Okay, don't brown. You know, so, bro, you're gonna trigger me from reading this Mark Ronson book where I'm remembering who Smith and Wesson is.
Lyrically, he's performing armed robberies.
Of course, I just mean, I guess this concept is something that I am, tangentially aware of, kind of, that like gay guys have more fun.
This motherfucker said tangentially.
Gay guys have more fun than straight people, but the image, which is two backs of it's just two gay guys, one black, one white. They're both wearing shorts, but one of them has the shorts rolled down a little to show the top of the rear end with a nice tonal pink jock strap peeking out. And I just found the image.
It's called the color is strawberry pistachio.
It's a powerful image, is what I'm saying. It's a powerful image. It's a powerful image, and it's cool to have an image that powerful with no faces in it.
Yeah, we don't need them. I mean, and that's sort of poetic, as the article is saying. Hey, we're having so much gay sex. The face is sort of,
it's not the point.
It's there. If it's there, fine. If not, no biggie.
It's not the point. The traps.
I'm here for hole and pull.
The traps are the point. Yeah, I'm
going to be so G'd out. I won't remember your face tomorrow anyway. Well,
sounds good.
From what I have, sounds good to me. And the problem with that is, at a certain point, they say that all the cool things in the world start, and the best jokes and fashion, blah blah. Black people, then gay people, then it works its all the way down to crack ass Becky over here. If straight people realize that GHB is a calorie-free way to get slizzard and kind of horny, and we start doing it too much, is that going to be considered appropriation?
I don't think GHB will ever make it. I don't think GHB will ever make it to straight people in a meaningful way.
I think why not? I
don't know, but it would have. I'm saying I think it would have happened by now. Is what I'm trying to say. I've done GHB a handful of times in my early 20s, and it was only because I was hanging out with a drug dealer. It wasn't. I don't think that. I don't even.
It was around.
I don't know if drug dealers. I don't know if drug dealers that their customer base is mostly straight are even offering GHB. I think they think that there's a lack of communication.
Just like dick, if you're straight on the low, you got to go out and find it yourself. It don't just come to you.
You got to go find it yourself. You're right. But
unless you start a podcast, then it'll come to you.
The GHB is flowing. But yeah.
Well, I would say that if everyone is standing around drinking non-alcoholic beer and having a microdose mushroom gummy at the campfire as their way of getting fucked up, and then gay people are on 4C, 2C, 4MM, 12, and they're like, I'm going to a rave that starts at 3 p.m., because like it's you can't even compete with it. So I think that straight people are going to be like scared of GHB, but also GHB has like a real worker bee Apple Watch spreadsheet kind of system, because you have to keep taking it on a schedule. You can't mix it with alcohol. So there's like Apple Watch apps and trackers and timers and that you can set like every
my Fitbit buzzes every 30 minutes when I need another cap full.
I type in my height, my weight, and my girth, and it'll say like okay,
Stairmaster.
You have to keep taking 3.9 milligrams every 72 minutes to maintain the current semi-erection at this level. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of nerdy straight people will kind of like the techie element of it.
Yeah, that's a good selling point, actually. That's a good selling point.
But it's such an abusive thing, or a thing that seems easy to abuse, because I've never done it, but I've seen other people on it, and the reputation for GHB is like, that is for people who want to like fall asleep in the club level of fucked up. Like that's it's the antithesis of like responsible partying. So, and I guess that's the same thing, like we drank, Everclear alcohol for hundreds of years, and people will just die because they drank too much, and now we have cool sippable session lagers, and we don't die, and we don't lose our family.
Thank God GHB and PrEP can mix. Jesus Christ, we'd be in fucking trouble if you couldn't.
But I think it's going to take some strong soldiers that are unfortunately going to have to die on the front lines. All of our kind of down low trade straights, all of our straight people who have touched a dick a few times but are married and have kids, those people who are really walking that line, those are going to be the people who are going to use G first, and then sort of will have to walk on their dead bodies across the river, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I use them as a human bridge. I totally get it. Totally get it. I totally get it. Yeah, I'll dig into this. I'll dig into this shit then. Don't worry about me. Did you see Jacob Elordi at the Venice Film Festival?
Yeah, with his beautiful pants.
That Bottega tuxedo is really, most things ain't fitting like that on me, but a baggy tuxedo is a very tough thing to pull off. But once again, a hot guy with a mullet was somehow able to do it.
Well, he has one thing, a secret thing that you don't have, and the reason is all you got to do is you just have to have a perfect body.
Yeah, just
and
perfect.
Once you have that, it's all good.
Perfect body, fame, money.
Jacob Elordi has one little trick.
Exactly. Did you see this? Did you see this? This thing that happened in the U.S. Open where a millionaire CEO snatched a hat away from a child after it had been signed.
Mm-hmm.
I love shit. This is as good as it gets. Like, to be that out of touch, to not think this would become a thing is also it's a Polish player I've never heard of. That's whose autograph you're going to steal from a child. Like, at least make it Sinner or Alcaraz.
Well, I read that the CEO, businessman, I think it was a Polish paving company. So it was.
He's Polish. So okay,
it was a pole-on-pole crime.
I've heard of that. That's what Stephen Phillips' horse is talking about.
So this is, like in America, we have the Coldplay gotcha cam where the CEO gets caught cheating with his HR employee. His whole life is blown up, destroyed, upside down, just because he was trying to rub his half-hard dick on the back of a girl while the fourth encore of Yellow is playing.
Consensual.
This guy literally, like an evil villain, stole from a child. And he's going to go
this
back
is
to
worse.
He's going to go. It's potentially worse. He's going to go back to his job in Poland, and not a single problem will happen. There will be no backlash. There will be no social media takedown. They're not going to pull up his old tweets. He's going to be like, "Fuck you, I pave. I don't give a shit." And then a company is going to hire him to pave. He's going to thrive.
I pave. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't think this is worse to me than the Coldplay thing. Because that was adults being adults. Like, obviously there's moral implications, but overall, that stealing from a child,
it has a certain level of evil to it.
Yeah, it's like when you see people fight over like a foul ball, and you're like, dude, if you're an adult and the person is a child, you have to let them have it. It's going to make like, what are you doing? Like,
especially while millions of people are watching you on television right now.
Yeah, like, what are you thinking about, dude? That's a sad state of the human condition.
It says a lot about the inner workings of your mind, unless you're Polish. I guess speaking of Oasis, as Oasis returns to America,
mate.
I saw some people posting about how the crowds are not the same as they were in Europe, which I guess is not a big surprise.
Yeah, no shit. I mean,
it really makes me grateful that I got to go see them in London. And then when I saw that, or I was reminded that in America, Cage the Elephant is opening instead of Richard Ashcroft, I was really grateful that I got to see him in Europe.
Cage the Elephant, one of the wildest alternative radio psyops of our lifetime. But I mean, I've seen a lot of people I know who had bought tickets for New York or Chicago or LA, and they went to London first.
Yeah.
And they're just selling it. They're like, I'm fine. I'm good. It can't compare. So I'm just not going to spend the time.
You're eating the poutine, and then they bring out the house pickles.
It's crazy.
You're like, I'm good.
It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I think that I would probably go again if it was like offered to me and it was super easy. But then part of me doesn't want to ruin the memory or pollute the memory at least. Not that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I think it would still be fun.
You got to hit raw, and then they're like, you want it again, but
yeah, that ain't how it goes. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, as you would say. So I don't know if it would. I wonder if it would sully my view or memory, or if it would just be like, yeah, this is still sick. It's just stupid people are next to me.
I guess you'd have the opportunity to wear a shirt that says like, "It was better in Wembley." Just kind of rub it into the faces of everyone
That's
else.
a good. I could get somebody to whip one of those up real quick for sure. I've got some graphic designers that could help me out with that.
Let's see. I saw an article from Rachel Connolly in defense of the performative male. Did you read this?
No, but I know her. Where was this? Where was this posted?
The Guardian.
Yeah. Okay.
And the point being, the long and short of it is sort of like, we've been trying to train our men, stop doing this, read more, go to therapy, eat better, blah, blah, blah.
And now
men all did it. And now we're like, ew, what is this? And she's sort of right. I mean, my words, not hers, of like, what do you bitches want? Like,
she is kind of right. I mean, I will make fun of these type of people, but also she does make a good point. There was societal pressure for years for men to evolve, and once they evolve, now it's like you're a freak for liking Claro and reading a book. It doesn't seem. It's fun to make fun of, but I think that is a really fair way to look at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what you're asking for is something that happens, but it's just really rare and it's difficult to achieve. And it's kind of not even something that you could teach. It's just like all you have to do is just be super cool and know the right way of doing everything and the right current levels of, not too little, not too much. And, it's a difficult thing to navigate. And yeah, I mean, these guys are basically like, here's how you can have sex with me. Stop doing this, start doing this. And they're like, cool, got it. I will do anything to have sex. I will even read this stupid book. I'm going to read.
No, Sabrina Carpenter's really good. I love it. I listen to it all the time.
I love the biography of Joan Didion. It's awesome, and like here's how to do all this stuff and it'll make you a better person and I'll be more likely to have sex with you. The problem is they don't say like you just have to do it in a way that is cool and casual and you have to make it look like you're not trying to do it. And that's a hard thing to do, right?
That's much harder than doing the actual thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like being cool about reading Joan Didion in public is much harder than just doing it.
Maybe the pendulum is swinging and it's swung too far
It's Paul Mescal's fault. I can name there's too many of these guys out here with their little mullets and their little shorts and their
Harry
books.
as well.
Oh, Harry's part of the problem, but I give him a pass because he's my guy. I mean, look at him proving his stickman status. All everywhere you turn.
Yeah, so I guess that the lesson is you can be performative as long as you're able to perform.
Exactly. Well, it doesn't hurt if you're really good looking, rich, famous. That makes everything less performative, I guess.
Good tip. Good
tip. That's a harder plane to reach, of course. But if you get there, everything's a lot easier. Not just having sex with Zoe Kravitz. Everything is easier.
Yeah, and don't just read whatever book is on the Dua Lipa book club that month. Dig into the archives. Go back to April. Pull something that's a little less obvious.
Go back to April. Just search Service 95 in your email and pull up an older newsletter and just
when the bitch comes over for dinner, don't put on the Row playlist on Spotify.
You got to go back a couple years.
May 23.
Yeah, you can
May 23. Don't look too don't act brand new.
That honestly, that's good advice. That is really good advice because
what's this band? They're called Can. Okay.
Oh shit, not Can.
Can like.
Oh, this is pretty good. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. I've never heard this before. Never heard it before. God damn it. I was looking at Apple's new music right before we got on, and I was reminded of how much I loved the Dev Hynes album cover. I really, really like the cover of Essex Honey. I think it's one of the best I've seen in a long time.
I haven't listened to it yet. Great cover though, huh?
Great
cover. What does the cover remind you of? Burberry, if a Burberry ad was good?
No, it's just like it feels like a really great capture of like youth to me in a way that like is very hard, is very, very hard to do. Like kind of the private school uniform with the worn basketball. You're like clearly walking home from school. I don't know. It just really, it struck me from the first time I saw it. But
the school uniform is untucked.
It's really good.
But he's got a nice tie. The only thing, the tie feels, it's almost too perfect in a way that it's floating in the air.
I think you probably, I think you have to manufacture a little bit of this. There could be a leaf blower or a...
I knew it. This kid does not exist. It is all AI.
Anything's possible.
What are you going to do?
Anything's possible. But yeah, anyway, I just really
Blood's not above it. Everyone says it's a really good album. I remember when his last album came out in 2018 or something, a long time ago. That was the record of the summer, bro. That was like, you're gonna have a summer pasta party at your house. That bitch is going on.
You know we're putting that shit on. Yeah, I'm sure it.
Since the Rye album, has there not been a more perfect summer pasta?
We got to talk about
album
before we go. We got to talk about Riley Opelka posting. So we're talking about the giant tennis player Riley Opelka, giant in size.
I DM'd with a couple years ago, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll come on the pod." It just fell through.
I fucking had lunch with him and interviewed him for GQ, and he also said he'd come on the pod, and he never did. So but the point being is that he is dating Suju, the model that is popular in all of my group chats.
Friend of the show,
and. So Jason was checking out his profile, seeing what the competition looks like, sizing him up. Tall guy on tall guy, no Maren Morris.
Yeah, tall millionaire to tall millionaire. Got to do a little comp check.
Ooh, but Jason's like, wait, hold on, and then started sending me his posts, and all of his posts are soundtracked with Chris music.
Silver Jews, Red House Painters, all the colors.
I was literally like, this is blowing my mind, because I know he's into clothes. That's his like whole thing. He's into clothes. He's into art. Mm-hmm. But Silver Jews and Red House Painters, that feels like a bridge too far. But I'm blown away, and now I have to throw my support behind him.
Okay, so fellas, let this be a lesson. This is how you performatively perform correctly.
Exactly, yeah.
You don't show up playing tennis with the Silver Jews tote bag. That's too much. You just do a little, here's a post of me practicing my backhand where my fucking traps look better than yours, and you can see a little bit of my cum gutters poking out from the fila, and I'm going to score it with a obscure but beloved post-emo.
Silver Jews is like, it feels like a deeper cut than maybe it actually is.
With our generation's Bob Dylan.
But Silver Jews is one of the best of all time. It's one of the best of all time. Yeah. I think that understanding that now,
it's more powerful than a Jenner posting Aphex Twin.
It's more powerful than Frank Ocean on the red carpet with a Contax T3. It's stunning me.
Because could you imagine? There's so many people out there, men, women, non-binary homies, who love listening to Silver Jews and all the other kind of obscure-ish, esoteric, emotional, beautiful music that most people have no idea about. And then you're just watching your brother's watching the tennis match, and you look up this weird-looking, long-haired, tall guy. He's bumping that. Guess what? That dick's getting sucked.
He's bumping that. Like,
I guess I fuck tennis players now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All it takes is that one little.
If you haven't listened to Silver Jews, this is your sign to go download American Water. Jason, put one of the songs on the end of the episode, or Purple Mountains. What any of this.
That's
shit.
The equivalent. You go to a restaurant, and then Riley, he's like, I have some fresh shaved white Italian truffles, but only a few. I'm not gonna cover you with it. I'm not going to do a YouTube video where we make it rain. Just the correct amount of the best thing. It's just going to bring the pasta up a little bit. It's not going to overpower it. Versus I'm going to put a song on that's just like drizzling, truffle oil that you got at IKEA all over your Alfredo sauce and ruining it. That's the equivalent of Claro posting.
Purple Mountains margaritas at the mall. That's the one, Jason. That's the one. It's not Silver Jews, but it's still Berman. It still counts. This is for the heads. This is for the heads a little bit.
Berman. Okay, you got it, brother.
How Long Gone? Thank you guys for listening.
Roll that beautiful Berman footage.
We are back next week with more podcasts. It's Jason's birthday on what day? The 4th?
Yeah.
So we're celebrating its Virgo season.
Me and Joe Budden, we are podcasting twin sisters.
Yeah. Jason's also going to be wearing...
It's Virgo month. It's about to get messy on How Long Gone.
It's about to get messy. Melissa Ford's joining our cast, actually. Wanted to wait till the end to announce it. But yeah,
new third mic.
Thank you for listening to How Long Gone. And we'll talk to you next week.
Happy Labor Day.
Growing up